Welcome to the dangerous world of selling weapons across borders. Today, we'll look more closely at the global weapons trade, which brings in billions of dollars every year but is still a secretive and controversial business. The weapons trade is a complicated web of buyers, sellers, and middlemen who trade everything from handguns to tanks, missiles to warplanes. It is a global industry, with countries like the US, Russia, and China being the top producers and sellers. But the big players aren't the only ones in the arms trade. It's also a shady business, with lots of black markets and unchecked arms dealers who often use corrupt methods to get around laws and rules. The effects of this trade are widespread and often very bad. From civil wars and terrorism to abuses of human rights and exploitation of the economy, the arms trade fuels conflicts and makes whole regions less stable. In the past few years, human rights groups, governments, and the general public have paid more attention to the global arms trade. When weapons are used in places like Syria, Yemen, and Ukraine, it makes people angry and makes them want more accountability and rules. But even though more people are learning about the dangers and harms of the arms trade, it continues to grow. So, what is the international trade in weapons, and how does it work? First, let's look at the most important people in the arms trade. The United States, Russia, and China are some of the biggest countries that make and sell weapons. France, Germany, and the United Kingdom are the next three biggest countries. These countries sell weapons to governments, armies, and groups with weapons all over the world. They sell everything from small guns and bullets to high-tech warplanes, missiles, and submarines. But legal sales between governments and corporations are not the only part of the arms trade. It's also a very profitable business for arms dealers, who often work in secret and use shady methods to get around laws and rules. Arms dealers may sell weapons to groups that are under embargoes, sanctions, or are breaking human rights. They may also pay bribes, launder money, and do other illegal things to get contracts and avoid getting caught. Also, the trade in weapons is a global business that depends on networks of brokers, middlemen, and brokers. These people may work in different places and countries, making it easier for weapons and money to cross borders. Politics and economies also have an effect on the global arms trade. Some countries use the sale of weapons as a tool in their foreign policy, trying to make friends with allies or change the way wars are going. Others think that selling weapons is a good way to grow their economies and make more jobs. But the effects of the trade in weapons are often very bad. In war zones all over the world, weapons cause violence, people to move, and people to suffer. Non-state actors, like terrorist groups and militias, using weapons has also become a major security issue. In many places, the trade in weapons also leads to corruption, poverty, and underdevelopment. It takes money away from important social and economic goals and makes power differences and inequality even worse. So, how can the arms trade be stopped? Some people want the industry to be more regulated and open, with stricter controls on exports and stricter oversight of arms dealers and intermediaries. Others say that the only way to stop the arms trade is to deal with the political and economic issues that make it happen in the first place. This could mean working for peace, disarmament, and economic growth, as well as fighting corruption and other illegal activities. The global trade in weapons is a complicated and controversial business that has big effects on peace, security, and human rights all over the world. Even though stopping the trade is hard, there are also ways to make progress and make things better. By shining a light on the dark world of international arms dealing, we can raise awareness of the risks and harms of the trade and the urgent need to take action. We can ask for the industry to be more open and answerable, and we can back efforts to promote peace, disarmament, and human rights. In the end, the trade in weapons isn't just a matter for governments and businesses. It's a worldwide problem that we all need to work together to solve. We can only hope to build a more peaceful and fair world, free from the shadow of the global weapons trade, if we all work together. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more infotainment videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.